Good afternoon, Friday Harbor, and welcome.
It is evening.
Yeah, it's evening.
Almost 5:30 at night.
It is sunny and warm inside the gym.
There we go.
But we are live here from LaConner, and Kayla, this one is, I'd like to say for all the marbles, but this is for all the marbles to play on
For all the marbles
Saturday.
again, yeah.
Yeah. Friday Harbor wins. Let's talk about this. We'll have the sponsors ready. Friday Harbor wins, and they live to play another day. They lose, their season is over. So, there's a lot riding on this game. We will get to a couple of things that probably most of you are aware, but got some developments in player personnel. So it's going to be a very interesting game. We're about 7 minutes from the starting lineups, the player introductions. But before we do all that, Wolverine Sports on Friday Harbor Tiny TV is presented by Brown's Home Center, the island's only full-service building supply center, Banner Bank, BladeRestoration.com, Purple and Gold Booster Club, Farmers Insurance, and the Tammy Cotton Agency. Friday Harbor Dentistry, Lemon Computers, Haley's Bar and Grill, Island Petroleum Services, Friday Harbor Electric, San Juan Surveying, and Miller Drywall, Pacific Rim Installation, Star Excavation and Septic, Island Petroleum Services, Lawson Construction, MEM Enterprises. And Kayla, I hate to say that we spent the better part of the last 2 years dealing with COVID, and here I feel so bad because Dylan Roberson, his swan song as a senior right here at LaConner, I mean, that dude bleeds purple and gold, and his facial expression I don't think ever changes, but there's ice water that runs through his veins, and he's just come up big so many times, and to have it come down to a game like this where they're looking to punch their ticket to another day, and he's not going to be able to be around. Don't know how long the quarantine will last for him, but Dylan Roberson is out. Jack Anderson, Jack Mason are also both out. One of those a senior, so that's a pretty big impact. Last time these teams faced, Wolverines lost by 4. The big rivals, CJ Woods and Colin Williamson. CJ and Colin played on one of Friday Harbor's best teams in the last 20 years as teammates. They're not even going to be here courtside. It will be Brandon Peterson making his second head coaching appearance. What's going on?
I think you summed it up pretty nicely in terms of, who's missing, these big implications. And I was even telling TJ that Dylan Roberson and Jack Mason, they're the OGs who are on the roster that went to state with Marshall Clark and Rio Black and Kyle Mapstead. They are the ones who have gotten to experience the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows in terms of where this team can go. And so seeing just not their presence here because they're such leaders for the team emotionally. You saw how emotional Dylan Roberson could be after that loss on Friday. And going into a game like this, you want your leaders to be a part of it. If you're down at halftime, they're the ones who give you that pep talk to help you come back.
How many times have we seen it in sports, though? I remember way too long ago for you, but when the Seahawks lost Kurt Warner, running back, they actually got better. Everybody else realized that in order to win, it's going to be more than just your superstar. So there's a lot riding, and we're going to see who can rise up. And that, I think, it will adjust your keys to the game because that's kind of a late-breaking development. But who is going to step up into Roberson's spot? We saw on Friday, Wolverines put a lot of trust in the hands of Jackson Waldron. So, or was it Parsons? Anyway, Parsons was out there handling the ball a fair bit against Coopville. We'll see if that pays off for Friday Harbor. Just insane times.
It is crazy, and it also sucks, if this is one of those last games where Dylan Roberson doesn't get to close out his final, experience senior night. It's going to be interesting to see how this team bounces back. It was kind of one of my keys a few games ago in terms of how deep is this bench going to be, and the bench needs to step up. I think that matters now more than before.
And they've done a good job rotating through, finding what the best combinations were throughout the season. Sometimes it looked a little bit disjointed out there on the court, but I think that the value in those substitutions and putting a lot of trust in guys like Chris Gustafson to come off the bench and give you big time minutes in the paint. See if Jack Mason out, so it's up to Chris Gustafson to step up. You have Dylan Roberson out. We'll see if how Parsons kind of contributes for the Wolverines. Posenjak, he was out for a couple of games. He is back, so put the ball into his hands. So this is an intriguing matchup, and I expect a barn burner. I'm not going to dare ask you for a prediction, but let's get to your Farmers Insurance and Tampa Cotton Agency keys to the game.
Yeah, my first key is to be a threat from the outside. Going against a 6'9" center and a 6'4" center, both big guys, will not make it easy to get those inside shots, especially with Jack Mason, who's so comfortable being out now. With Friday Harbor averaging about 2 3-pointers per game, taking those outside shots, getting more 2s and 3s to help spread the defense will be crucial.
Yeah, and their big guy, trying to think of his...
Denton, I know is his last name.
Denton. Josh Denton. He's been around a while. He's a senior. He had a couple of little hook shots. So, if they can keep from letting him jam up the middle, try to, when he is in there, attack him, get his feet moving, draw the foul, make him less of a threat. That's going to be very important. We're starting to get close to the tip. What is your second key to the game, real quick?
Key number 2 is to trap, and trap some more. Aside from a couple people, players on the Connors roster is a little bit on that shorter side compared to Friday Harbor, so trapping in those corners and on held balls should make for easy turnovers, especially missing a big defensive threat, Dylan Roberson. So would like to see about a 3-2 zone defense for me. I think that would work out really well, but again, just trapping has got to be a big importance for the Wolverines on defense.
And what is your third key to the game?
Originally it was make the crowd a non-factor, but after kind of finding that a bunch of these starters are out, bench players need to step up, and we need to see how deep this leadership can go, how deep these bench players can play, and then how bad everyone on the team wants this win.
There will be no pledge. They're not even introducing the players. I think everybody knows the usual suspects for the Wolverines. It is Frankie Black, AJ Rude, Cam Wilson, Nathan Posenjak, sorry Mom, and Jackson Waldron. Wolverines come up with the opening tip. They stole it away.
With that, a very, very lousy possession to start off offensively, giving up a tip, which means jump ball will now go over to LeConnor the next time it happens. We got a low pass inside to Wilson, and an offensive foul is called very quickly. You can already tell that these refs are not going to let you get away with much. It's going to be Mason Wilson's first team foul against LeConnor.
And I tell you, they're going to make him recheck the ball, but Frankie Black has really grown throughout the season. He used to kind of lean over, and he makes himself tall right there, takes the body shot without really creating a foul for himself. So Wolverines have a second turnover.
2 quick turnovers, not even getting a chance to take a shot off. That just goes to show that really Roberson's missing already. A 3 is buried from Spencer Olson. First points of the game. Cameron Wilson taking place of Roberson as the ball carrier. Gives over to Black, right wing. Back to Wilson, finds Posenjak, left wing. Skip pass, Rude looking inside. Puts the ball on the deck. Jump shot off the back brick, no good, and not remembering they're on the same team. turns the ball over. We got to give up over to Price. Back outside, reset the offense. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Olsen, skip pass. We got another 3 going away from Sidzik. No good. Fresh shot clock. Another 3 coming away from Damien, and that one's no good. Rebounded by Wilson, who gets mugged.
I'll tell you what, the officials better keep track of those guys camping out in the key, because I counted 8 seconds of one of their guys in the key right there on that possession. That if they're going to just let them camp out, it could be a long day for the Wolverines trying to get those offensive rebounds.
A little bit shocking that Denton did not get the start for the Braves, as Rude is trapped inside the paint. Outside Waldron. Posenjak wants that first 3 and buries it.
Posenjak drops the J from 23 to tie the game up 6-14, tied at 3.
Braves break the full court press there. Damien resets the offense. Wolverines look to be in a man defense here. Olsen's back out. Price. Low pass stolen away by Wilson. Wilson stepping up big on defense. Waldron wanting to go coast to coast. Gets a stolen ball as a result. Wilson coming across the timeline, met by Posenjak, gives it over. Sidzik.
Wolverines have had 3 possessions where they were not even able to get a shot off.
We got Damien trying to get a little floating pass going, no good, and Waldron saves it. Down court pass, Posenjak, can he get it again? No, but Ruth's there for the pass, cannot get it to drop. Black gets the rebound, kicks it out to Waldron, wants an NBA 3!
Waldron drops it in from 27. That was college range right there. Wolverines take a 6-3 lead, 5:03 to go. Wolverines with the trap in the backcourt, just get across the timeline.
Damien gives it over to Olsen after breaking another full court press, and opposite official's going to call that a blocking foul.
They're going to call that
Cameron Wilson. His first personal, first team foul.
And that's 23 that was camped out forever in the paint the last time. We'll see if the Wolverines are able to get in the official's ear on that one.
We got Price driving, kicks it back out. Olsen puts the ball on the deck. Handoff, and she gonna call? Nope, that's Posenjak's first personal. I thought she was gonna call that on Wilson again.
You're starting to hear people yelling about 3 in the key over here, so I'm not the only one that's noticed it.
Well, wide open man with Damien, cannot quite bury that 3. Black comes away with the rebound, gives over to Waldron. Rude calling for it. Skip past Black, finds Posenjak. Down low, ball movement. Top of the corner, and if she was a football official, you'd see a lot of laundry on the ground from her.
And the Wolverines have a 6-3 lead despite several turnovers here to start out the game. 4:32 to go. Wolverines up 6-3. They will inbound the ball.
That was Mason Wilson's second personal, third team foul for LaConner. Nice backdoor cut outside from Waldron. Skip pass inside Rude. I'm surprised they didn't call it travel, but we'll take the 2 anyway.
Rude to the rack. 8-3 lead for the Wolverines. 4:18 to go. Wolverines now in that full court press like you were talking about, Kayla.
Trying to get a trap, it goes across the timeline, breaks the press, inside low, Damien finds Price outside, jumper, about 17 feet's good for 2.
Sweet little J right there, little 12-footer, 5 Wolverines with the 8-5 lead.
3:50 left here in the first quarter. Rude gives over to Posenjak. Inside pass, Black back out. Waldron wants a 3 of his own, can't get it to go. Rude's there for another pass though. Wilson back out to Waldron. We got 6 seconds on the shot clock, not paying attention, and stolen away from a bunch of tip passes. LaConner's on their way down court. Low bounce pass into Burks. Finds Price, and they're going to call it travel.
Traveling violation with Wolverines ball out of bounds. 5-8 lead 8-5 lead for the Wolverines. The big guy, number 0, is on there for LaConner. Wolverines will bring the ball into the forecourt.
LeConner clearly setting up to be in their big 2-3 zone defense, trying to pack the paint. Off of Black, trying to have a few words with the officials. LeConner ball opposite baseline, and that will make Chris Gustafson check in for the Wolverines. They say, hey, we need a little bit of a bigger body now that they put Denton in.
Wolverines will counter bunch their big guy with our big guy.
We'll see who can go toe-to-toe, and if Gustafson can outlast that all night. LeConner breaking that full court press again. Damian gives it over to Burks. Inside, Price wants an elbow jumper, can't get it to go. There's no arm on that one. Kozenjak wants to penetrate, pulls it back out, gives it to Waldron, looking, set the offense. Black, left wing. Floater pass inside, Waldron was too hard, but Wilson's fouled on the hook shot, will shoot two.
Tell you what, that was a seeing eye pass right there. Was that off of Waldron? I'm not sure who passed that, but man, he found that spot right in there. They're going to call a travel before that.
I'm
They're
sure
going to say no foul.
Can hear the boo there, though. Wilson was already at the charity stripe trying to shoot two, and LeConner breaks the full court press, but not until they send it out of bounds.
8-5, 2:35 to go in the first quarter. Wolverines win. They play another day. They lose, and the season's over.
You got a great backdoor move from Wilson. Just can't quite get that. Olsen gives it over to Damian. Looking. I'm surprised they're leaving Burks all alone camping under the basket. Someone's got to get their head up as Kozenjak comes away with the steal.
A low-scoring game, Kayla. Kind of. And Frankie Black drains the three. Wolverines with a 6-point lead, 1:50 to go in the first quarter.
3 out of the 4 baskets from the Wolverines have been threes. Price wants a deep two, can't get it to go as Black gets the rebound, trying to push it. Does he want to go coast to coast? He's going to hold up and give it over to Gustafson. Gustafson taking a look at a three, decides against it. Kozenjak wants another one. Nothing but net.
Tell you what, there are some guys that are playing. They're Dylan Roberson, Jack Mason, and Jack Anderson. They're dropping it in for three. The Wolverines can't get to the rack like they were able to, like with the Dylan Roberson who's trying to get inside. So what do? They do it just like you said in your Kayla's keys to the game. Drain it from outside. The Wolverines now have a 9-point advantage. 14-5 right after I said a low-scoring game. The Wolverines hit back-to-back threes. 1:30 to go. Wolverines Sports on Friday. Harper Tiny TVs presented by Brown's Home Center, the island's only full-service building supply center. By MEM Enterprises, Lawson Construction, I Love Drilling Services, Star Excavation and Septic, Pacific Rim Installation, and Miller Drywall. And 1:30 to go. LeConner will inbound, going from our right to our left. Wolverines in that full court press again. One of your keys.
So far, so good for the Wolverines. Can they keep it up all 4 quarters? We're going to see this full court press. It almost looks like they haven't really been trying to execute it too well, but we'll hopefully, get these turnovers down underneath the basket. We got a floater pass to Damian, gives it over to Olsen. Trying to get it down low inside of their big guy Denton, but off of Price's foot and rolling out of bounds.
And Denton they're giving him all day in the paint. And somebody has to point it out to these officials because I counted 5 seconds for him down in the paint.
Did you count Mississippi-lessly? Or
For those of you who enjoy Friends, that was Ross. Excellent Friends reference there by Kayla Olin.
Thank you. I try and do it justice. Kozenjak over to Gustafson, right corner. Skip pass to Black, who trips and is stolen away by Damian trying to capitalize. Baseball passes it up for the shot, but it goes off of Kozenjak's foot. What a weird turn of events for that one.
Yeah, Frankie, I tell you what, a guy that's playing like a senior whose last game it is. There's
Burks just wide open left side. That's the second time they've left him wide open.
pull your stuff up so we don't spill it. Well, yeah, sorry, we had a little bit of a spill over here, but Gustafson with the ball in the forecourt over to Wilson to Posenjak. Wolverines turn the ball over again.
Stolen away by Olsen.
And the Braves throw it right back. 14-7, the Wolverines lead with 22 seconds. They should play for the last shot. That should be the call from, and you hear Brandon Peterson, who is in for Colin Williamson. He is calling for the last shot. Frankie Black showing twos as he comes across half court.
We got inside pass to Wilson, tipped, and Damian, he's little, but he sure is fast. Reminds me of Dylan Roberson almost. They're trying to get that last shot now. 4 seconds left. The entire auditorium is counting. Damian, who got the steal, can he get the bucket? He cannot. And that'll do it after one quarter. Wolverines are up 14-7 on the LeConner Braves in a must-win situation. And
Kayla, the thing that is about that first quarter is the Wolverines, by my unofficial count, had just basic turnover, not like drilling the ball off your foot, but just clumsy turnovers. Yeah, clumsy turnovers, we'll call them, and they still have a 7-point lead. The Wolverines have dropped 4 threes, I believe.
Yes. 4 out of the 5 baskets have been threes.
Yeah, so the Wolverines came to playing for, hate to say it like this, but their fallen comrade, senior Dylan Roberson, who is out with COVID, Colin Williamson, who is out with COVID, Jack Anderson, Jack Mason, but you can feel the presence of them on the court. Kind of, you have Frankie Black playing like a senior should play. Here we go to start the second quarter. Gustafson, Black, Waldron, Parsons, and Wilson on for the Wolverines. 14-7.
Brady Johnson over Parsons. No, I'm sorry, you're right. I'm sorry. Wilson over to Damian. Inside, back out, Damian. Skip pass over to Olsen. Sidzik looking for help. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Price back outside. Damian drives baseline jumper. That one's good for 2. Waldron trying to answer and tipped out into his hands. Burks comes away with the loose ball. We got a 3-pointer from Olsen, and coach has seen enough and wants a 30-second timeout. Just like that, 5 unanswered in 42 seconds.
5-0 run to start the second quarter, but it's a 7-0 run. Wolverines had a 14-5 lead, but the turnover bug has hit them just as hard as the COVID bug.
Yeah, it's not a good look to start off that second quarter like that, and got to play all 4 quarters here. You played really well the first quarter. LeConner's not the team to let your foot off the gas. 42
seconds into the second quarter. Braves run off 5 straight.
Jasper Williamson wanting to check in for Friday Harbor. Officials didn't see him. LeConner in a full court press. Waldron skip pass inside to Black, breaks it up. Gustafson one-on-one, lowers the shoulder off the right side of the glass too hard. Black's there for the rebound. Put back, not looking, and that one's good for 2.
Black using the backboard on that one. Like to see that. That's when you have those short rebounds. That glass is your friend.
Damian, skip pass over to Olsen. Black got a hand on it, but still trying to break it, and stolen away by Rude. There's that trapping coming in just nicely. Waldron over to Rude. Swings it. Gustafson, left corner. He steps back for a 3 and is fouled to the line for 3. And the coach for LeConner has his hands on his head because you never want to foul that.
No hoop but the harm. Gustafson will shoot 3 for the Wolverines. 6:34 to go. Wolverines with a 16-12 lead, looking to add to it. Gustafson, the first free throw is up and good. Down over on the Wolverines bench is Brandon Peterson, and he's given his team a little pep talk over there, talking about these turnovers. Got to cut him down. Gustafson 2 for 2 on his free throws right now. Posenjak coming in along with Williamson for the Wolverines, for Waldron and Frankie Black. 6:34 to go. Final of the 3 free throws coming up for Gustafson. Drains all 3.
Well, you didn't get to earn it the fancy way, but the 3 points are still just as good on the scoreboard. Burks down low right wing, up to Olsen. Inside, Rude with another steal. 3-on-3. He's going to try and take it to the hoop. That one's good for 2.
And the Wolverines now go on their own little 5-point burst. 20 to 12.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, hopefully. Off of the LaConner foot, should be a travel.
We're going to call it travel on the Braves. So it will be Wolverines ball out of bounds. 21-12. For those of you Rush fans, that's probably their best album, most famous one, but 6:08 to go here in LaConner.
Posenjak, right wing, looking over to Parsons. Inside, Gustafson kicks out to Posenjak, just short for another 3, and rebounded by LaConner. Damien down low finds Burks, who tries to get to Olsen, but that baseball pass is too hard.
Braves throw the ball away again. An unforced error right there. Wolverines have seen their fair share. 21-12, 5:46 to go in the first half.
Posenjak over to Williamson. Down low, Rude. Penetrates. Tries to get up to Gustafson. Almost stolen away, but he muscles it, but a travel's called.
They're going to call a travel coming off of interesting call right there. They're going to keep.
Dinowis and Denton look to be coming in for LaConner. They say, nope, not yet. Maybe next time. Damien gives over to Olsen. Parsons almost gets the steal. Tipped by Posenjak. He can't save it, but a teammate comes away with it. Beautiful hustle move by Posenjak.
We're starting to see the scrappy side of the Wolverines show right here. And then another Wolverines getting after it. They're going to get Gustafson for a foul right there. But the Wolverines are getting scrappy, Kayla. I like it.
That's a good foul. I will accept that foul every day if you're trying to get it and you're not going to give up.
And here comes the big guy. And I think the Wolverines want to run when he is on the court, because I think he can get numbers down court. Also, got to watch that he's not camping in the key.
Wolverines are still in their full court press. Floater pass inside to Denton. That's how they're going to break it every time. Outside, Damien wants another 3, in and out. What a heartbreaker. But you got that save there from Wilson to give LaConner a second chance. Balls and the bodies are just flying on the ground, and the Wolverines will come away with it. Parsons over to Posenjak, right wing. Tricky shot to Gustafson, saves it before it goes out of bounds. Gives it back out to Posenjak to reset the offense. Skip pass, Parsons puts the ball on the deck. Outside, Williamson swings it. Posenjak, 9 seconds inside. Gustafson, floater. That one's good for 2.
Posenjak, what a pass! Found that spot right there in the paint, and the big guy was able to deliver. Wolverines now with their biggest lead, 23-12, an 11-point lead, 4:08 to go. They're going to call a foul. I think it is on Parsons for the Wolverines. 4:08 to go.
Cameron Wilson checking in place of A.J. Rude to give him a much-deserved break.
And I want you at home to count how long Denton is in the key for us. Let us know what you're seeing.
Inside, Denton gets it back out, swings it. Olsen gives over to Sidazik for 3, cannot get it to go. Tip from Gustafson behind Denton, and the Wolverines come with that rebound. Great defense for the Wolverines. Posenjak gives over to Parsons. Tries to go one-on-one with the big boy, and Denton says not today.
I like attacking the big guy in the middle.
I do too. I think they'll start calling that sooner or later. They just called a block on that.
My goodness.
And the Friday Harbor fans were letting them hear about it.
She's not in position to make that call, I don't think, in my opinion. Their feet hit, not bodies. LaConner will inbound, trailing 12-23, 3:35 to go.
Wide open is Citizen, who cannot get it to drop, but Gustafson gets the rebound. Thought about going to coast, pulled it out to let the offense reset. Posenjak says, how about we take a three instead?
Posenjak already with the hat trick.
That was beautiful, and Karen Wilson tried to steal that there.
Wolverines with a 26-12 lead, Kayla. I didn't see this coming, except that the way the Wolverines were able to do what they did to Coopville, the Wolverines are peaking at the right time right here in LaConner.
You got to keep it up all 4 quarters, and I cannot stress that enough. We've seen them look good and then start to fall apart in the second half, so we'll see if they can do so for these leaders that are missing today with Roberson and Mason. So far, Wolverines looking great as Waldron gives over to Gustafson, right wing. Spin moves, put the ball on the deck, picks it back out. Waldron looking for help, finds Parsons, left wing. Just got really quiet in here. Wilson to the paint, in the glass, no good, trying to get tricky, but Denton gets the rebound, and Gustafson trying to swat it away, ends up hitting Denton in the back of the head and picks up his second personal.
They're going to get Gustafson with his second personal. 2:46 to go. Wolverines with a 14-point lead, 26-12. On the court for the Wolverines is Black, I believe, is coming on for Gustafson. Waldron, Parsons, can't tell who's on the other side, Williamson and Wilson.
Lady Ref did not sound happy there that Frankie Black wanted to get into the game all early and excited. Wolverines do not get another successful full court press takeaway there, as an NBA three from Wilson is off the back of the glass and rebounded by Waldron. Trying to go coast to coast, Denton just swats it out of his hand, and Connor comes with the takeaway, gives it back out to Wilson. Giving up. Citizen looking for help. Finds Olsen, right wing. Met by Black, inside Price. Tosses it up for glass for two.
26-14 Wolverines with a 12-point lead. Went into the forecourt quickly.
2 minutes left here in this first half as a loose ball gets picked up, and nothing but net for Wilson.
Wolverines back out to a 14-point lead, doubling up the Braves. 28-14, just under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Price down low, met by Wilson, trapped with Waldron. Black gets the takeaway. Is he going to dunk it? No, but you know what? Waldron's there
it's
for
the tip drill. They do that in practice all the time. Good little follow-up. Even though your guy's out there ahead of it, follow it up.
Black's just trying to share the wealth, and Burke just cherry-picking for an easy two there.
1:21 to go. Wolverines with a 30-16 lead. 1:16 to go in the first half.
Posenjak down low to Black, drives baseline, low pass, Williamson, 17-footer, nothing but net.
Doubling up the Braves again, 32-16. If you're coming onto the court for the Wolverines, you're shooting. And the Wolverines, the one thing that I like about this press is that it is killing the play clock in the backcourt.
What I don't like, though, is they're leaving two people down low wide open the entire time. Nobody's on them, and Burke's going to make them pay for it. No, but Price is there for the rebound. Tricky hook shot off the left side under the basket. Waldron wants a three. That one's short off the front rim, rebounded by Denton. No call.
I would really like him to slow it down, not give LaConner much of a shot clock. But the Wolverines come up with another loose ball. Beautiful. And they have 20 seconds. They will play for the final shot. Message needs to get out. They're going to... Now we've got a technical on the Wolverines.
I've seen a lot of technicals in my day, and you can argue with the officials all you want, but I don't agree with that one. And I'm somebody who I vouch for the officials, right? Like, but I think
she called a carry, and he's like, I think he's yelling at his bench, how, and she was in the way. You know,
I mean, she's called fouls really early and from very far away. You can tell when she was talking to Frankie Black when he checked in early, she was not having it. And then you can hear the Friday Harbor crowd trying to make it a home game for Friday Harbor.
Braves, the worst part is that gives the Braves the ball back with 15 seconds. Only able to convert one of them. They do get the ball. They will play for the final shot.
The technical does not really give the ball difference because there was a carry anyway for a turnover.
There been a carry, in my opinion.
Yes. I mean,
Denton will come off. Wolverines have Posenjak, Black, Parsons, Wilson, and Williamson.
15 seconds left here in the first half. Wolverines are up 32-19. Burks back to Olsen, trying to penetrate, gives it back out. Wilson with a little floater for 2. 1 second left. And that'll do it. After 16 minutes of play, Wolverines are up 32-21 on the LaConner Braves. And we've got a lot to talk about, Mike. But first, we'll go ahead and thank our sponsors before we get too carried away.
Wolverine Sports on Friday Harbor Tiny TVs presented by Brown's Home Center, the island's only full-service building supply center. Island Petroleum Services, Star Excavation and Septic, Pacific Rim Installation, Miller Drywall, San Juan Surveying, Friday Harbor Electric, Island Petroleum Services, Haley's Bar and Grill, Lemon Computers, Friday Harbor Dentistry, MEM Enterprises, Lawson Construction, American Legion, Farmers Insurance and the Tampa Cotton Agency, Purple and Gold Booster Club, BladeRestoration.com, and Banner Bank. And Kayla, I'm going to go out on a limb right here talking about our Purple and Gold Booster Club player of the game. And if you could help out your team from back in Friday Harbor, Dylan Roberson's not being on the court. Everybody else is rising to it right here. There, you can see Frankie Black, Nathan Posenjak. Those guys are out there picking up the slack. They're playing for Roberson.
Yeah, they're stepping up big, obviously defensively, and the hustle points that we usually see out of Roberson. We're seeing all that right now as well. Nathan Posenjak, all of his scores so far have come from threes. He's got that hat trick with 3 3-pointers so far. You also have big guys stepping up as well. AJ Rude's doing a great job. Jackson Waldron stepping in as a point guard. He's looking fantastic. Chris Gustafson is really handling himself with that big boy, Josh Denton. He doesn't have any points so far in this first half, which is huge. Going over scoring for the Friday Harbor Wolverines. Chris Gustafson with 5, Jackson Waldron with 5, Cameron Wilson with 4, Nathan Posenjak with 9, Frankie Black with 5, AJ Rude with 4, and Jasper Williamson with 2. Friday Harbor putting up 14 points in the first quarter, 18 points in the second quarter after being outscored and going on a 0 run while LaConner had 5 right away. Came back strong that second half in the second quarter. For the LaConner Braves, they're scoring. Cameron Burks with 4, Spencer Olson with 6. He has 2 3-pointers. Ivory Damian with 2, Mason Wilson with 2, Isaiah Price with 7. LaConner had 7 points there in the first quarter, 14 points in the second. That's how we're at the 21-32 mark there. So far, missing Dylan Roberson and Jack Mason. It's been huge, but the Wolverines are getting it done. The bench players are stepping up, which is that third key that Mike and I did talk about. And after all the scoring and these keys and the turnovers, it's been a very, very fast-paced and intense first half.
And, we talked about our Purple and Gold Booster player of the game, kind of from Friday Harbor, Dylan Roberson, kind of leading his team from over there. I'm sure he gave them some sort of a pep talk, but you're seeing the Wolverines get scrappy, and that's the thing that we saw him his freshman year at Darrington take over the second half of that game when they were down big. He got scrappy. He went out there and did a lot of good things, and you're seeing that. Frankie Black, you're seeing that Cam Wilson is getting after the ball. I mean, everybody is getting on their best Dylan Roberson. But let's talk about Posenjack with his 3 threes. When the Wolverines it was a turnover fest to start the game. Friday Harbor leaned on the threes, couldn't go inside. They kept getting the ball slapped out, turned over. Posenjack had 2 threes there in the first quarter. Wolverines built up a 32-16 lead, is now 32-21. A couple of 5-point runs by LeConner, but just a big first half.
And I mean, at first Posenjack had a couple of bad passes, but then what does he do? He says, next time I touch the ball, I'm going to make a difference. And that's where those threes got dropped. And 9 points, Wolverines are up by 11. If he doesn't make those, it's only a 2-point lead. So I know it's something that you always say, if you do something wrong, do 2 things right or do something right the next time. And that's actually what's happening here.
Never hung his head.
No.
And
instead, he's hustling out to the corner, flying into the cheerleaders, trying to save a ball that gets tipped into his teammates. So.
Yes, and it's that scrappiness that Dylan. Hope you're watching the game. Your impact on the game. I think we're all feeling it here as the Wolverines are 16 minutes away from playing on Saturday against these same LeConner Braves.
It'll be interesting because it is then going to be a best of 3 matchup at that point.
I think it's just a 1-game playoff. Oh, I guess you're right. It would be you're right. Okay.
Yes.
All right, Wolverines coming out of the locker room right now. We'll flip the camera onto them.
That's a good sign. If you don't get yelled at too long in there, that means they have a lot of nice things to say, not too many things that they do want to change. If I did have to change anything, I would probably if you have 2 different kinds of full court presses, get rid of the first one that you're running right now because it's leaving one of their really good shooters wide open on that left corner, and he's just sitting there. No one notices him. So maybe readjust that full court press because the full court press is causing a little bit of chaos. They're just not getting as many takeaways as they usually get.
Yeah, and they're using that advantage of them not being able to see down court. Wolverines have to be able to identify that player down court. I'm sure they will make that adjustment. But the thing that I like is LeConner is getting the ball just in time so there's not a backcourt violation. That leaves them with 20 seconds to get a shot off, and they're still in pandemonium. So literally, by the time they're able to see anything sort of offensively out there, any look, there's like 16, 17 seconds of them trying to figure out what the defense is doing, and I really like that aspect of it right now.
I think somebody else that I do want to talk about too is also stepping up big is Jackson Waldron taking the place. It's not easy being that one who's responsible for bringing the ball up and making sure your offense is getting set. He's got those 5 points on the game so far, a 3-pointer and a bucket. He does have that technical. We've kind of talked about that. We're moving on from it. Not really warranted. But somebody who's also shown a lot of that emotion that we were talking about, that leadership, and as a junior, knowing that you have another season to play for, but you're still fighting just as hard for this one for those seniors that are missing. It says a lot about how he's stepped up in Dylan's role as the point guard right now.
Yeah, and I think this is the first game that I can recall that Roberson has missed. I know Mason had missed a couple earlier in the season, I believe. And then the other Jack Anderson, is he a junior or a senior? Sophomore. So we got a few more years of Jack Anderson, but
seems so long because of his brother.
The transition of power, is it happening right now? We will see. They still have a lot to play for. Wolverines with an 11-point lead, 32-21, just before the start of the third quarter. Wolverine Sports on Friday Harbor Tiny TV is presented by Brown's Home Center, the island's only full-service building supply center. Banner Bank, BladeRestoration.com, Purple and Gold Booster Club, Farmers Insurance Center, the Tammy Cotton Agency, American Legion, Friday Harbor Dentistry, Lemon Computers, Haley's Bar and Grill, Island Petroleum Services, Friday Harbor Electric, Silverwood Survey, Miller Drywall, Pacific Rim Installation, Star Excavation and Septic, Island Petroleum Services, MEM Enterprises, and Lawson Construction. And you might recognize a few last names out there. Lawson Construction A lot of these sponsors have been with us since day one. Farmers Insurance, Tammy Cotton Agency. Tammy Cotton has always come up big for us year in and year out. Appreciate all of our sponsors. Brown's Home Center being our presenting sponsor. So go thank all of them. Hopefully we will have Sam PB announcing Saturday's game in Coopville if the Wolverines do win. So there's a lot riding on the last 8 minutes of this game.
The 16, because math is hard. But either way, yes.
No, there's 16 minutes to go, but I mean, in the last quarter, there's a lot riding on it.
Nice try. E for effort, but no. I think, one more time talking about these keys, because they were so important, is just to be a threat from the outside. We saw them get a lot of great looks from behind the arc and coming away with 4 of them so far, 5 3-pointers. You want to include Gustafson's foul on his 3 for 3 from the charity stripe, 6 maybe. Either way, being a threat I think that is why the Wolverines are exceeding in this game so far.
Frankie Black nearly had his first dunk, but the thing that I loved about him missing that is that LeConnor wasn't chasing. It was a Wolverine in pursuit of that missed layup by the Wolverines. Get the putback up and in. It was a 2-0 fast break. Wolverines were able to do that. And you talk about those 9 by Posenjak, but there's also that 2 by Waldron, I believe, with the follow.
Yeah, Waldron is actually starting this quarter on the bench, and Parsons is in his place. Probably just kind of, cooling those emotions a little bit more, but you do have Posenjak, Wilson, Parsons, Rude, and Black on the court for the Wolverines as the travel is called on the first possession for LeConnor.
Wolverines 32-21 lead just underway here in the third quarter.
Rude kicks it out. Black corner, drives baseline, travel's called there.
Peterson getting in the ref's ear a little bit, I think.
Wolverines were not in that full court press. Interesting how we talk about that. Almost a travel, not quite. Price trying to get the ball, loose ball. Wilson comes away with it. Gives up to Posenjak.
Trying to figure out what the call is right here.
Not sure what that was about.
Black inbounds to Posenjak.
Rude spins, looking for help. Finds Wilson coming backside rover. Can't get it to go. Tip from Parsons, loose ball. And a jump ball is called. Goes in favor of the Wolverines.
The soundtrack to this game could be Back in Black. Wolverines are in their black uniforms, but also Let the Bodies Hit the Floor by, I'm trying to think of who sings that.
Yeah, there's going to need to be, do you ask who sings that?
A.J. Rude with his second bucket for the Wolverines. 34-21 lead for the Wolverines.
Posenjak just diving, trying to get a steal. Can't get it to go as Damien comes away from the pass from Wilson. Driving baseline, kicks out to Sidzik, looking for help. Skip pass to Wilson. Price right there for an easy lay-in off the right side. Posenjak will pass to Rude.
My goodness. I'm going to hold my tongue and calling that a garbage call. Your guy moves. That's not a travel. That's a blocking foul on number 33. I won't say anything else.
His feet weren't moving, but I also... that one's hard there. Wilson, spin move, Price. That one's good for 2. Junior Isaiah Price, the leading scorer for LeConnor with 11 so far. Posenjak hands it off to Rude. into the paint. Is she going to call that one a travel? No, it's a foul.
Foul before the shot. It will be Wolverines ball out of bounds, 34-25. Braves have cut it down to a 9-point deficit. Wolverines, 5:59 to go in the third quarter.
First personal on Olsen, first team foul for LaConner. Parsons to inbound, finds Posenjack trying to get a little hook shot going, no good. Burks comes away with the rebound. He will wait for company, gives over to Olsen. Inside pass Price, met by Wilson. Outside Burks, penetrates baseline, and a blocking foul against Black is called. That's going to be his first personal first team foul against the Wolverines.
I think that is
I think she's called every single foul in the game.
I'm biting my tongue.
It's impressive, really.
Can they eject an announcer?
Probably. I'm sure she would do it. Price wants a three. That's the only thing he doesn't have on the night. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Parsons. Gives over to Posenjack. Off of someone's foot. Either AJ's or Olsen's. Posenjack gets the ball right back. Rude trying to get it. Comes away with it. Low pass. Posenjack on baseline. Left side's good.
Posenjack to the rack. Gives the Wolverines back to the 11-point lead.
It's his first two-pointer of the night.
That is 11 points for Posenjack, the leading scorer for the Wolverines.
Damien gives it over to Sidizik. And a travel is called.
A travel called on the Braves. Wolverines will inbound. On the court for the Wolverines, we have Parsons, Posenjack, Rude, Wilson, and Black.
No
5:05 to go.
substitutions left. They've all been playing for 3 clock minutes, so we'll see if some substitutions are made soon. As Rude throws it underneath the basket and out of bounds, looking for Wilson to get some movement down low.
Good look there by Rude. I like a little bit more of a touch on that pass, but Wolverines, 4:59 to go, 36-25 lead.
Olsen, met by Posenjack in the backcourt, gets across the timeline. Gives it up to Damien. Almost stolen by Rude. A three-point shot from Sidizik is no good. Wilson comes away with the rebound. Posenjack, the ball carrier, cross stripe. Black calling for it. Gives over to Parsons, opposite side. Down low pass inside to Rude and tipped and out of bounds. Not tipped out of bounds, tipped and stolen by Damien. Trying to lay it in, not enough height on there. Posenjack, 1-on-1. Can he get it to go? Nope, it's checked out of bounds. I wouldn't call that a swat, but it was a good check. As Williamson comes in place of Rude.
36-25, Wolverines with the lead and the leather.
24 seconds on the shot clock. Inbounding is Parsons. Flow bounce pass into Williams. Kicks out Posenjack. Who does he want for? Yeah, he does!
A hat trick plus one. 14 points of the Wolverines' 39 points are with the senior Posenjack, playing for Roberson.
Good thing Posenjack's only a junior.
And with Posenjack's a senior.
Not what the roster says.
I'll put your paycheck on it.
Hopefully we keep him for another year. But either way, I need somebody to do a little digging and see what the record is for most threes made in a game for the Wolverines. Because Posenjack is chasing it. Wolverines are in a man defense as 8 seconds are left on the shot clock for LaConner. 5 seconds, 3 seconds. And tipped and stolen by Parsons. He has to pull it out because he couldn't quite keep up with it. Black says, I'll take it for you. And a foul is called. She's saying that Black, was she not shooting? Yeah, he is. She originally called on the baseline.
Frankie Black to the free throw line. And I tell you what, Kayla, your check, you can keep it because his mom said that he is a junior.
Kayla, say I'm sorry.
We say apparently Tanya Williamson and his mom know more than me.
And me.
Who'd have thought?
And me.
Yeah, you know more than me. We know that already, though. 40-25. Frankie Black drops the first one. 3:34 to go.
I don't think his mom was ready for her son to leave and go to college yet. Got to enjoy one more year.
41-25. all season long, I thought Posenjack was a senior.
Floater pass into Denton. Wilson said not today. Did you just? Okay, I don't know if you saw it on the camera, but he went down across the court with his hand down low to the ground saying, "Little Frankie Black!"
From deep. Oh my goodness, the Wolverines with a 44-25 lead. My goodness, they're going to get Frankie Black with that foul. Wolverines with a 19-point lead. The JV had about a 45-point victory, and I said, hey, I hope they save some points.
And Citizen answers
with a three. 2:56 to go.
I've been with the Wolverines for quite some time now, and I don't think I've seen this many threes come out of the game, let alone with Connor. Wolverines playing some very, very good ball offensively tonight. Posenjack wants a nice little jumper and fade from about 15 feet.
He's posing, Jack.
Yeah, I got to strike a pose. Trying to get tricky. Parsons will capitalize. I don't think he had possession of that one. I don't think he had possession.
I'll tell you what. Wolverines are diving at loose balls. I haven't seen this out of the Wolverines ever. They are playing harder than I have seen them play ever.
Cameron Wilson.
They are scrappy. They're diving at loose balls. They're running the floor. I mean, this is what we needed to see out of these Wolverines to play for another day. Wolverines with 46-28 lead.
Citizen gets a pass from Damien. Gives it back over. Top of the horn. Sets a screen. Inside pass. Price. Williamson trying to check his shot. Price gets it to drop. And LaConnor would like a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, and those of you watching at home that have my cell phone, yeah, I screw up on anything, just let me know on Instant Messenger. It'll pop up on my phone that I'm shooting the game through. Wolverine Sports on Friday Harbor Tiny TV is presented by Brown's Home Center, the island's only full-service building supply center, Haley's Bar and Grill, Lemon Computers, Friday Harbor Dentistry, American Legion. And Kayla, if you could have scripted a game like this, this would not have been the script. Wolverines crumpled up the script, and they have completely just taken their energy, and they're leaving everything on the court tonight. They're down 3 key players, but the Wolverines will inbound. But 46-30, the lead for the Wolverines.
Jackson Waldron finally staying the court after his technical in the end of that first half. Chris Gustafson is also there too. Skip pass to Posenjack inside, kicks back out. Williamson swings it. Posenjack, low pass. Waldron, right wing. Skip pass across to Williamson inside. Wilson left hook, can't get it to drop. Tipped, loose ball everywhere, and LaConnor comes away with it. Olsen gets a screen. Posenjack meets him right away. Inside Price. Rebounded by Gustafson. Waldron across the timeline waiting for company to get set. And not quite. Wolverine fans mad that no foul was called on that elbow to the face of Gustafson. The travel should be called. There it is.
Should have been a foul, but tell you what, Brandon Peterson's doing a great job over there, not blowing a gasket, because I've seen some questionable calls, and he's letting the ref know.
No, I think she came over to try and tell him to calm down a little bit. Let's be honest, she's not putting up with anything. So got to be really careful here emotionally, because if Waldron gets another one, he misses next week's game.
Number 23 with the foul. That will be the second team foul on the Braves. Wolverines will inbound.
Team foul, second personal.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking we're Friday Harbor. Anyway, second personal, 1:04 to go in the third quarter. Black on for Wilson, Denton on for the Braves.
Williamson to inbound. Gustafson puts it on the deck. Jumper. That one's good for 2.
Just a little 4-foot shot, Kayla, to give the Wolverines an 18-point lead.
56
Under a minute
seconds
to go in the
left here in the third quarter. 21 seconds on the shot clock. Damian swings it. Olsen inside. Denton guarded by Gustafson. Back out Damian. Puts the ball on the deck. Met by Gustafson. Outside Price. Lowers her shoulder. Gives it up to Olsen. Olsen wants a college 3. No good. Rebounded by Williamson. She's going to call a timeout for liquid on the floor.
Okay, but Kayla, kind of a funny thing you didn't see, but you can kind of see some cleanup going on down here. A water bottle got away from the Wolverines bench, and you had a coach and a player dive out. So they're not just diving out at loose balls, they're diving out at loose water bottles. Good hustle play, both ends of the court and on the sideline. Wolverines will inbound. Williamson, Posenjack, the junior, Black, Waldron, and Gustafson on for the Wolverines.
Posenjack across the timeline. 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock. 24 seconds on game, 18 now on the shot. Gustafson tries to go right side, no good. Black's there for the rebound. He puts it back up off the glass for 2.
50-30, Wolverines now with a 20-point lead. Final shot of the third quarter. Do not foul right here.
Inside Price, jumper from the elbows off the front of the rim, no good. 1 second, Damian needs a college 3.
A prayer thrown up, and this is what this Wolverine team is capable of doing right here. They're -3 players. Who knows what the game would be like that. We saw the Wolverines beat Orcas 80-39. They fell to the number 5 in the state team in the state by 4 at home on Friday. But they are taking it to the Braves right now, laying the lumber on them. Wolverines with the 50-30 lead heading into the fourth quarter. Wolverine Sports on Friday Harbor Tiny TV is presented by Brown's Home Center, the island's only full-service building supply center. Banner Bank, BladeResurrection.com, Purple and Gold Booster Club, Farmers Insurance, and the Tammy Cotton Agency. Friday Harbor Dentistry, Lemon Computers, Haley's Bar and Grill. I wish you could have seen what we're doing behind the scenes here. Kayla, while she's calling the game, she also keeps score, and so she's tallying up the third quarter, and she has the sponsors on her phone because we're using my phone, and so she's doing all that, and we kind of lost track of the sponsors.
Do you see why I needed that 20-ounce Red Bull? Do you see why I needed that 20? That's what happens if I don't finish it.
She drank a Red Bull the size of my thigh before the game.
I don't plan on sleeping tonight, and I'm glad I did, because this game is keeping me on the edge of my seat. As Black gets a nice block from Price, and Connor gets the putback, no good. Rebounded by Gustafson.
Sorry about that with the camera.
So we already got play-by-play, right? Posenjack gives it over to Waldron. Top of the horn, he wants a three-pointer, cannot get it to go. Rebounded by Black. He puts the ball on the deck. Loose ball, and you're going to get Can you call diving at someone's legs?
They just teed up.
He's out of the game. He's out of the game. He misses next week. He misses next week now. I don't get it. Hold on. If I'm Coach Williamson, I don't know if he's watching this right now. You need to take this and you need to make an appeal to the state, because you can appeal that ejection if there was nothing said there and that video shows it. They can appeal this.
50-30. Waldron got his second technical. Waldron leaves the game with
5 points.
5 points. 7:31 to go. Wolverines with a 19-point lead. Trying to figure out what was said or done down there to draw that ejection. second technical for Waldron.
I mean, he
protested.
got somebody diving at his legs. I don't know what he could have said to her. She called the technical, so I'm not. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure she's about ready to tee up their head coach too. So it's a lose-lose situation for the Wolverines. Apparently, as Price makes his second.
Cuts it down to an 18 points. So the Wolverines are now without 4.
Hold on. The only thing I don't understand is they were calling that foul on them diving at the legs, but they've never enforced it against LaConner. So LaConner should still get this ball here, but they never got to enforce the other foul. So we'll see how all of this shakes out a little bit later as Wolverines are trying to stay in it, missing one of their starters now with Waldron out this week and now the next game.
By the Braves right there. Wolverines defense giving me chills right now watching how they're turning the screws defensively on LaConner, minus now Waldron, Roberson, Jack and Jack.
Tough losses for the Wolverines, all very big key players, emotionally, physically. Parsons trying to get it inside, tipped ball, Gustafson comes away with it, spin move off the glass, no good. Black can't get the rebound, rebounded by Damien. Just under 7 minutes left here in the game as the Wolverines are up by 18, and a three is buried by Sidzik.
Braves are trying to seize the momentum right here. A little 5-0 run after the technical by the Wolverines.
Black got it with a little bit of a step. There is Parsons, wants a three. Cannot get it to go. Rebounded by Williamson. Back out to Black. Black almost went up for a three. Trying to get a handoff to Gustafson. And
ball goes out of bounds.
Takes down 2 cheerleaders into the bench in the process.
Wolverines ball.
Wolverines will call a full timeout. Go ahead and talk things over.
6:23 to go. I think this is a Let's Play Wolverine basketball. It's a new brand of basketball tonight, Kayla, throughout the script. But our script is Wolverine Sports on Friday. Harper Tiny TV is presented by Brown's Home Center, the only full-service building supply center. MEM Enterprises, Boston Construction, Island Petroleum Services, Star Excavation and Septic, Pacific Rim Installation, Miller Drywall, San Juan Surveying. And Wolverines have a 15-point lead with 6:23 to go. But the Braves rattled off 5 points right there in about 17 seconds. So Wolverines need to do a better job. They've done a good job of burning the shot clock in the backcourt for much of the game, really kind of sending LaConner into a panic to find offensive momentum. Black, Gustafson, Wilson, Posenjack, the junior, and Parsons, the sophomore, on for the Wolverines. Wolverines will have the ball inbounded. Parsons will inbound for the Wolverines.
And what's really hard too, we're talking about defense and staying at it and trying to force all these turnovers. They are clearly very, very, very tight on some of these that it almost makes you not want to try and block some of those shots that you might. So we'll see if that affects us at all. Posenjack, give it 5. He's got enough for one hand.
Parsons a junior, but Posenjack nearly, they're going to get Wilson for a foul right there on the drive to the basket, but it's going to be on the floor. But the Braves did a good job of breaking that press right there after the Posenjack 18-point lead for the Wolverines. 6:07 to go in the game.
One more. He's got as many Super Bowl wins as Tom Brady, and Price just goes to the bucket. Black, left wing, looking for Posenjack, running back door, no good. Gustafson, that big guy said shoot over me, and Gustafson said, all right, I will. Give me 3. He didn't get one back as Black gets the rebound.
Frankie Black, he's leaving. I don't know that he's really sat for very long. He's leaving it all out on the court tonight.
Black over to Parsons. Left wing, back to Posenjack, top of the horn. Gets a screen from Gustafson and almost stolen away as he walks out of bounds with it, so it will stay with the Wolverines.
15 seconds on the shot clock. Wolverines with a 56-37, 19-point lead, 5:25 to go. Posenjack Parsons, the junior, the two juniors, Gustafson, I'm not sure what grade he's in, Wilson, and Black on for the Wolverines. I'm just having fun with it now. All the parents are texting me, hey, my kid's a sophomore. He's a junior.
Posenjack, give me 6. Oh, no.
That was Parsons, by the way.
Oh, man. I got carried away. I just assume everything that comes out of the three-point line is Posenjack at this point. Like you assume everyone's a sophomore or a
Began
senior.
with a P. Hi, Tanya. Trying to help your husband collect on the insurance.
Olsen gives it back out to Price. Price wants a 3. That one's good. Price is the one-man show tonight for LaConner, the only reason why they are staying in this.
16-point lead for the Wolverines. Turn the ball over. Unforced error on the Wolverines. 4:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Wolverines with a 56-40 lead.
Price has 20 points for LaConner so far. The leading scorer on the night. Posenjack's behind him with their 19. Boys diving results in a 3-on-1. Parsons bucket, count it!
I tell you what, we talked early on about the Wolverines being scrappy, and that was a scrappy turnover, and then able to, did they give him the,
yes, they did.
Give him the hoop and the harm, and Parsons at the free throw line with one free throw, 4:37 to go.
Trying to make it a 3-point play here and extend the lead to 19 with this made basket from the charity stripe. It is up and away, and just off the back brick falls in. I'm telling you, I don't think he breathed that entire time because that was a long shot.
Hey, Tanya, do you really trust me to tell you what grade somebody's in at this point?
We got an awkward-looking 3 off of a bench player with Luke Marble, and Wolverines can't come away with the ball. LaConner gets it back. Low shovel pass. Giving it over to Damien. Off of a foot. His teammates telling him to grab it.
It will be Wolverines ball with a 19-point lead, 59-40. This is Brandon Peterson's second game as head coach for the Wolverines. Colin missed Mount Vernon Christian earlier in the season, but turning the screws defensively, Wolverines getting it done offensively. We're going to get some point totals for the Wolverines after we thank a few of our sponsors. Lemon Computers, Haley's Bar and Grill, Island Petroleum Services, Friday Harbor Electric, San Juan Surveying, Miller Drywall. And we have Posenjack with 19 of the Wolverines' 59 points. An offensive performance that we were wondering where the points were going to come from with Dylan Roberson out. Posenjack responds, and I just say Posenjack anymore because when there's the Dylan Roberson and a Posenjack, I just automatically say Dylan Posenjack, which is Nathan's older brother. Wolverines will inbound the ball.
Isaiah Price to go. For LaConner is a junior, for those asking. So Wolverines will have another year of him trying to get tricky on a great inbound play. I like that call a lot. Just got to set up a little bit better. Square your shoulders, and that should go a lot easier. Sidendrick wants a 3, no good. And out of bounds.
Are they going to call a foul on
I'm sure
Parsons?
she's thinking about it.
I thought I saw.
Just under 4 minutes left for Friday Harbor to fight and play them again on Saturday. Gustafson, another 3, can't get it to go, and Parsons Wilson gets a finger in the eye.
Loose ball foul on the other number 23. It will be Wolverines ball out of bounds.
And that is going to be Mason Wilson's 4th personal.
6th on the Braves. Wolverines are 1 away from being in the 1-1.
Parsons inbounds to Gustafson, puts the ball on the deck, and gets a shot checked.
They're going to call a travel before the blocked shot, 3:42 to go. I really want to see the Wolverines control the clock, but I don't want to see them lose this new identity that they have, Kayla. I kind of want to see them run the shot clock down, but this pandemonium that they're creating out there, I love what they're doing. Forcing bad shots, getting fouls on number 23, I believe. He's going to no, that's...
They better hope it's on 23, because if that's 25, that's his 5th one he's done for. It is on number 23, Miles Sidizik. That's also his 4th, though. So 2 big wing players for this LeConner team have 4 fouls.
And the Wolverines, the one thing that this running has really done is it has kept Denton on the bench over there. They don't want... First free throw is up and no good. LeConner with the rebound.
Burks gives it over to Price, who's, just hanging out by himself because Wolverines just not keeping their head up down there.
Wolverines ball out of bounds. On the court for the Wolverines, Parsons, Posenjak, Black, Gustafson, and Wilson.
I love the fast pace that Wolverines have established as their identity since losing a lot of their height with Marshall Clark, Kyle Mapstead, and everybody. But beautiful, beautiful.
That's the largest lead for the Wolverines, a 21-point lead, 3:04 to go in the game.
I say that I kind of want to see the offense slow down a little bit as they march right on down and score all nice. And a blocking foul on Wilson is called. Who's just laughing about it at this point? He's like, I can't keep my feet flat. And
I don't know how you could coach him any better to go straight up just to make him go over him. Didn't move his feet, went straight up. And I hope these officials aren't in.
Wait. Imagine the pass interference that would be called on that one.
Julian Rich set to come on for the Wolverines.
It's the first time we've seen him on the court tonight, going in place of Cameron Wilson. I think that's smart, Coach. While your emotions are getting a little high, you already lost one kid. Let's just let the other one sit for a little bit. We do have a comfortable lead, 21 points, under 3 minutes.
I tell you what, Wolverines are trying to turn this into a home game now.
I think this is the most fans I have seen at an away game this season. Parsons gives it over to Posenjak. Uses a screen off of Rich. Picks up the ball. Over to Black. Handoff. Gustafson looking for help.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
8 seconds. Ball is stolen away.
Double dribble, gets away with it.
And that left-hand undershot. Lane is just getting too tricky, no good. Burke's 3 is no good.
It will be Wolverines ball out of bounds, 2:70 to go. Wolverines with a 20-point lead. And I think the Wolverines have said to their senior leader, Dylan, this one's for you.
Posenjak.
What do they call a travel on Posenjak?
The issue, don't argue that one because, he had it kind of between his thigh a little bit. Wolverines just not paying attention to kind of who's coming down the court. Gets a lucky rebound down there. Gustafson, wide open, sets up, waits to go under his defender.
Got the hoop, got the harm. He will go to the free throw line to shoot a free throw for the Wolverines. Wolverines now with a 22-point lead. Williamson about to come on. Williamson, what grade is he in?
He's a junior.
Junior. Man, these guys, it's going by so fast. I know the moms feel it as well, but for Jasper.
Yeah, clearly you thought some of them were seniors.
I'm telling you. Sorry, Allison, I didn't mean to make your son grow old a little bit early. Got one more year of him.
Got an offensive player foul there against
Wolverines with a 23-point lead. Under 2 minutes to go. A.J. Rude set to come on for Posenjak, who should get a massive hand coming in. How many points does he have?
19.
19 now. didn't get the, I missed that layup or something. Anyway, 19 points for for Posenjack. Can't say that I've seen a 23-point game for the Wolverines here in LaConner in 12 years of doing Wolverine basketball.
Rude using a beautiful screen off of Rich.
No, they can call 3 in the key finally.
I mean, she hasn't. That's the only thing she hasn't called yet today. She's got technicals and ejection.
Got the hat trick finally. I didn't know she knew that was there.
Wolverines are up by 23 points. 1:22 left here in the game. Should be feeling very comfortable right now. Rojas. Give it up to Wilson. Lowers the shoulder. Back out. Rojas. Finds Price. Top of the horn. 3 seconds on the shot clock. You got a deep 3 from Olsen. No good. Wolverines get that rebound. Rude gives it over to Rich. Parsons cross timeline, down low pass. Williamson wants a deep 2. That was beautiful.
25-point lead for the Wolverines.
You could hear that swish from here.
I tell you, and there was no arc to that.
Gives it up. Rojas wants a 2. That one's no good. Rude hits the deck with Olsen.
Not really sure what the call is right here. Well, for those of you who've been with us forever, let me know if you can recall in the last 10 years a 66-41 25-point victory for the Wolverines here in LaConner.
Over. Parsons, left wing, dribbles it back out, top of the horn.
Parsons, youngster, checks the game clock, checks the shot clock, understands the situation. I love to see that.
3-second difference, and they're going to call it jump ball. That's maybe not what they were going for. I think they were going for the free throw, but
Wolverines ball. They can throw the ball into the backcourt and pretty much dribble out the game in the backcourt.
3-second difference. Gustafson doing a cool thing, taking the not the unsportsmanlike, my goodness.
The thing about this is that they didn't do anything to really rile up LaConner for Saturday night afternoon. I'm not sure what time the tip will be. We will be there with Sam Paul Barrett with the play-by-play. So we will get out that information. Actually, you guys will probably get it to me first. 66-41, Wolverines will face LaConner for a one-game playoff to see who gets to play Coopville. Wolverine Sports on Friday Harbor County TV is presented by Brown's Home Center, the island's only full-service building supply center. Wolverines boys sweep LaConner, came away with a 45-point victory and a 25-point victory in the boys of varsity. So Wolverines with the twin bill come away in dominating fashion in both games. We'd also like to thank Island Petroleum Services, Star Excavation, and Septic. I'm going to turn it on to the bench over there. Farmers Insurance and the Tennecon Agency, Purple and Gold Booster Club, American Legion, Friday Harbor Dentistry, Lemon Computers, Haley's Bar and Grill, Inter Island Petroleum Services, Friday Harbor Electric, San Juan Surveying, Miller Drywall, Pacific Rim Installation, Star Excavation and Septic, Island Petroleum Services, MEM Enterprises, and Lawson Construction. And Kayla,
yes,
I have been waiting for Friday Harbor to really kind of do something like that, where every pass is contested, diving at loose balls, and I can't say enough
look,
about.
Chase is here.
Chase, some of the last trip to state, but but the things that I wanted to see, I'm going to see if I can get Brandon Peterson over here to talk. BP! You got 2 seconds? Can you give me a player?
Trying to get a player
Cam!
to come and talk and do an interview.
Cam!
I'm sure you can hear Mike yelling, but going over scoring. Chris Gustafson ended the night with 15. Jackson Waldron had 5. Cameron Wilson with 4. Nathan Posenjack with 19. Frankie Black with 12. Parsons with 3. AJ Rude with 6. And Jasper Williamson with 4. With me, we got a star over here. We've got Cameron Wilson joining, and what a huge win. It was so important not only to get this win as a team, to move on, to play on Saturday against them again, but missing some senior leaders. This was huge for you.
Without Dylan, it was going to be, we had a lot of players step up this game and fill a big hole because he's been a part of our team since forever, and he's been really helping us out. But yeah, Nathan and Jackson, they stepped up in that one position, and that was really good, yeah.
What was said pre-game going into this, needing this win, but also missing those key players? What did Coach say? Who stepped up on the team? Who said some words of encouragement here?
Yeah, I would say a lot of the senior guys stood up in the locker room and just said we need to fill some roles, and yeah, and then we went out there and we talked to Colin a little bit over the phone because he's got COVID at his house, and he hyped us up a little bit, and that was good. Just had to get out there and play how we've been playing this last few games and just keep it going, yeah.
Losing one of your starters with Jackson Waldron to that ejection there, you had to, we were laughing about it up here too, if that makes you feel any better. But what was going through your mind knowing now you had to step up even more?
I just thought that it was, I don't know, we just, we definitely needed to step up a little bit more, and without Jackson, he's got a big role for us to fill, but we were in control a lot in that part of the game, and yeah, so I thought we were fine.
Cam, I haven't seen that scrappy of a team ever. Okay, guys diving at loose balls. You know, the pursuit angles on those rebounds by Frankie Black. You guys have really dialed things up here to wrap up the regular season. You guys are peaking at the right time. What did it mean to you to have one of your best friends back at home, a senior, Dylan Roberson? Did you guys kind of say, we're playing this for you, big guy?
Yeah, we did say that in the locker room beforehand. We are playing this one for Dylan because if we didn't get this one, he would have been done with basketball. And so we definitely needed to stay alive, get him back in the court, and keep the journey going, keep the road to state going.
And we see Chase, your older brother, who's here. We've called a bunch of his games as well. What kind of advice has he given you? He was a senior leader as well for the Wolverines a while ago, and now that is you, looking identical in terms of being a threat from the outside and being just as scrappy as well.
Yeah, Chase definitely had a lot of almost all my influence over my game, just growing up, playing together, and all that stuff. And he's been definitely a good leader and good role model for me to roll my game after. And yeah, he's had a lot of influence over me.
Come away with a close loss at home against the Laconner Braves, dominate here on the road, and what is, I believe, the largest win for you against this team here in this gym.
I think so.
What are you going to take away from such a big victory? 3 on Saturday.
Yeah, seriously. We just got to keep it going, and just everything that we've been doing recently, playing a lot better defense. We've been getting our boards up and our turnovers down a little bit. And so if we just do those things, I definitely think we'll be in good shape for best 2 out of 3 on whenever that is. And yeah, I would just say keep going with what we got going on.
Couple final questions. Nathan Posenjack had 5 threes today.
He was on fire.
Is that all he shoots in practice?
No, actually, he's more of a drive first fadeaway guy in practice, honestly. But he definitely does like the 3-ball a lot, and he was on fire today.
It was absolutely fantastic. A bunch of threes on the night, averaging just about 2 coming into this, and walked away with double hands that you need to count them all.
Seriously.
And then one final thing, what are you going to say to all the fans here as they're following kind of hopefully as you're going into a postseason journey?
Yeah, well, just thanks for staying with us. We had a little bit of a tough start, but we're really getting it together, I think, and it's going to be a fun ride for the rest of the season. So, yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you on Saturday now as you definitely earn this game.
Definitely, thank you.
Of course, thanks, Cameron. Nathan Posenjack here, no shoes. You changed really quickly.
Yeah, I did. I didn't even know what was going on in there. I was just too crazy.
Too crazy. And speaking of too crazy, 5 threes.
Oh yeah, we
Don't even sound shocked.
I mean, it's just all about confidence. Like out there, if I have confidence and I can really zone it in, I can knock them down. But yeah, that's pretty much
Having that confidence coming from sitting a couple games to now needing to be the one that stepped up, missing 2 really big seniors that were leaders on offense and defense. What did that do to the team's confidence and maybe even yours going into this?
I really just like try to push forward. I mean, even if we got guys out, we got to step up and do the work we got to do and get stuff done here. So basically, it's just getting the work done.
And ask Cameron if all you do in practice is shoot threes. He said no, you like to drive, and that's usually what we see from you in games. Your first 3 baskets were all threes. What were you are you just like, I'm just going to take them if they're open?
I felt open, and I felt confident, so I just let it fly, and it worked out for me.
You have a lot of emotion on the court, and you can see it with how you're diving for these balls.
Absolutely.
It's almost like you're on the swim team or the dive team, going into the Olympics in 2023 there in the summer. But what did you say to the team pregame and at halftime?
Pretty much just foot on the gas pedal. We can't let these guys get in the groove. We can't let these guys start going on a run. So we got to have the foot on the gas pedal and just keep on going. Just keep on going from there. And that's exactly what we did tonight.
You started out the game with, I think, 3 straight turnovers.
Yeah.
And then we were kind of looking at each other back here going, so is this what life is without Dylan Roberson? And then you step up and you drop that 3 and to give the Wolverines to tie the game at 3. And I don't think you guys really looked back from that point on. But the brand of basketball that you guys brought out there today, where you were in attack mode, you killed their shot clock in the backcourt with that full court press. Then they're not able to get down and get anything set up. Have you guys kind of been building toward that, or did you say, let's show LeConner something they haven't seen before?
So it's pretty much both. In practice, we've been working on a lot of shell drill and just like literally implementing that our defense is our offense. And so that's basically what we bring to the court, and also like saying that we're a different team and we have been playing better, and we're going to show them that we are a different team than the first time we played them.
You're now playing this team in what will end up being a best out of 3 on Saturday, as you now have to face them to earn a spot there in the playoffs for you. What are you going to take from your individual game from today? 19 points. Is that your record? Is that your career best?
I think so.
There it is, 19 points. What are you going to take personally going into the next game and then as a team?
Just, as I said, just building. Just keep building, keep pushing forward. We always say every single time, foot on the gas pedal, foot on the gas pedal. We came from, bad times, came from, diversity, and so we've just been stepping it up. And late in the year, we've, shown that we are actually a good basketball team.
Getting hot at the right time.
Absolutely.
How much did the loss to Coopville, how much did that tell you guys to go out and just don't look back, look forward? You can't look back at what happened against Coopville. How did you shake? That's an emotional loss, because I think everybody that supports the purple and gold feels that was Friday Harbor's game to win, if not for a couple of questionable calls. How'd you shake that off?
Yeah, that was a tough game. I mean, we were right there for the number 5 in the state, for team 5 in the state. I mean, we were right there, and we were beat on turnovers too, and we were right there. But coming from that, we just pushed it, kept on pushing it, and it's hard when you come back and you're just so close after you took a loss from them before. But it's literally just putting your head down and trying to be the best you can every single day. And that's what we try to do in practice every single day to try to get better. And, it shows.
And you're always somebody who's constantly trying to be better, stepping up to be better. What's one more thing that you're going to want to do different or improve on between now and when you face them on Saturday?
Definitely just giving everything just 110%. No plays off at all. Just doing everything I can for the team and to put points on the board and get stops, because you got to do it both ways. So, I mean, that's pretty much my game plan for this.
And as a junior, you still have another year. This isn't your final ride.
Absolutely.
And that just shows a lot about your character and how much that you still have another year, but you're fighting just as hard as if you're a senior, so much that Mike even thought that you were a senior.
Absolutely.
And then one thing that you want to say to your parents listening and watching your games, and all the fans that have followed you in these last 3 years.
Sorry, what was the question again? Do I want
Anything you want to say to them?
Mom, I love you. I love you so much. Thank you for being a great mother.
Perfect. Congratulations on a great win. Enjoy it with your team. Have a nice bus ride back, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Alrighty, that does it here from LaConner. Wolverines came away with a huge win, 66-41 over the LaConner Braves. And some final thoughts here, Mike. It was an outstanding, when I say team performance, I mean a team performance.
Wire-to-wire performance. The thing, and they literally just now took the score off of the scoreboard. And we have Frankie Black. You're going to get Frankie Black. We're going to talk to Frankie, because if there's a player that I have seen grow the most over the last couple of weeks, it is Frankie Black. How the things that he's doing. But they just took the score off of the scoreboard here. They played 4 quarters like I don't think they have played before. Frankie Black, he's joining us right now. Frankie, did you see a big win like that, or when did you see it?
You know, truly, we've been practicing a lot for this last couple days. We've been really working for it here, and we knew we really wanted to come out and play. And this is a team that we lost to before, and so we really just thought, you know, we got to come out and play to win. So that's what we did, and it was great. Yeah.
You stepped up huge, and you're one of those seniors who you're fighting for your final season here,
Yep.
wearing the purple and gold, and missing 2 key seniors. We asked Cameron about it. We asked Nathan about it. What did you tell? You're an emotional leader
Yep.
on the court. You're always that person fighting and having those conversations with the officials. What did you tell
Yep.
the team before
Basically,
the game?
I just kept the same mentality that our coaches were keeping. We have 10 capable guys that can play, and we all knew that we just needed to step up in our own ways, and we have enough guys that can really play well. And we, of course, we missed our guys out, but it was still, it was going to be okay.
12 points on the game.
Yep.
It's a nice big day for you. And then also defensively, a lot of great turnovers. You had a lot of putbacks as well.
Yep.
What's something, because you've been a little quiet scoring earlier on in the season, and you've gotten a lot louder as it started to progress and getting hot at the right
Yep.
time. What have you been working on in practice that's helped you succeed offensively?
You know, I think I really started working on my 3-point shot again, which was
Yeah.
nice. And so I've been doing a lot of practice on that, and then also just working with the coaches to get down the lane, you know, sometimes, and handle the ball. So
Having to go against a really tall 6'9" guy with Josh Denton there with LaConner is never an easy task. How did you had 0, they had 0 points. He had 0 points. How did you lock him down so well? And was that a focus all week?
you know, we focus heavily on defense and practice, and we were just ready to, and I was just ready to go out there and play hard defense, so it was fun.
Frankie, you are not the same player you were first game of the season. I've seen, I mean, your energy is wire to wire, but you're far more disciplined now. The way you rebound, the way you isolate your guy defensively, you were picking up quick early fouls and you were taken out of games. How much do you feel that you have grown? In what areas have you grown? And I got to say, I've known you since you were a chubby freshman, okay?
Yep.
And and now you're a racehorse, okay? I can't say that I've enjoyed watching anybody grow more than I have you. It's been a true pleasure to watch you grow.
That's really nice to hear. I think to answer your question, I just worked really hard during the last couple of years on my athleticism, my running, my weightlifting, and so it's been nice, yeah.
What are you going to take personally and as a team? Because you're now having to play LaConner third
Yep.
time this season.
Yep.
It's technically that you win.
We're going to come out with a great mentality again, and we're going to be ready to play again, and I think we all know how we can play better, so it's going to be great.
And what do you want to kind of improve on now for your personal game going into this? Because we're just going to talk as if Roberson and Jack are not going to make it since it's only 3 days away.
Sure.
What are you going to do?
I think we're going to play the same game with defensive intensity. And I think we can all, be a little bit more sharp on offense with our turnovers. We had a lot in the first quarter. So we know what we can do. And if we didn't have that many turnovers in the first quarter, we have so many more possessions. So I think we know what we can do.
Junior with Isaiah Price, he's somebody who is going to be your next target that you were going to want to lock down on.
Yeah, he has a nice soft touch. So we'll definitely talk about that in practice.
Perfect. And then anything that you do want to say to all of your friends and family and everyone watching back home?
That's nice. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Come support again.
One final thing before you go. Caleb probably already asked this,
Yeah.
but I'm busy down there buying pizza for the team.
Thank you.
What's it like to look over there and a guy that you have grown up with, that you've played pretty much every level of ball, Dylan Roberson?
Yeah.
What's it like to look out there and not have one of your best buddies around, and how much did that really fuel you kind of in that wire-to-wire performance?
It really fueled us up because Dylan's been one of our top scorers consistently, and so we knew we were going to have to step up. So we all scored more, and it worked out. Of course, we missed Dylan, and it is strange not having him on the court with me. I've played so much
Is that
with
the
him.
first time?
No, it's not. I played JV while he was playing varsity for a while, but we were still practicing together. And we played from 5th to 9th. Yeah, 3 years together now, 5 years.
Yeah. As long as I can recall, there's been Wilson, you,
AJ.
Yeah.
Everybody. I mean, in the senior
6
class.
seniors.
Yeah, 6 seniors. We basically all played together since 8th grade because Julian did play 8th grade. So,
Okay.
Yeah, it's been great.
Amazing accomplishment tonight, and go get them on Saturday.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, great job, Frankie.
All right, well, that will do it for us. We're going to get to our sponsors one last time. The Wolverines, was it 66-41, the final of the boys varsity? They punched their ticket to a one playoff game against LeConner in Coupeville. We will have more details for you, but Purple and Gold Booster Club player of the game, Purple. I got to give it to the entire team because everybody played lights out.
Yes.
Okay, but for your gold player of the game, who you going with?
I was actually going to give it to Dylan and Jack Anderson and Jack Mason for being so influential that those kids, obviously they fought for themselves, but for them at home as well, because if you don't have that kind of leadership and if you don't have that kind of camaraderie within the locker room and on the court, then no one cares if you're missing. But the fact that they all did, that shows the kind of tight-knit team that this team is.
Yeah. I could not agree with you more on that one. Those guys have all meant so much. What does this game look like with them? Who knows? Somebody out there dunking it for.
He got a lift. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, is your height?
Chris Gustafson literally was like, "I'll help you."
Okay. Well, anyway, the Wolverines. We wondered what it was going to look like, and a little bit shell shocked their first couple of possessions, and then Posenjack. He hit that three, tied the game at 3, and
Never looked back.
Never looked back. Wolverine Sports on Friday. Harper Tiny TVs presented by Brown's Home Center, the island's only full-service building supply center, BladeResurrection.com, Purple and Gold Booster Club, Farmers Insurance, and the Tampa Cotton Agency, American Legion, Friday Harbor Dentistry, Lemon Computers, Haley's Bar and Grill, Inter-Island Petroleum Services, Friday Harbor Electric, San Juan Surveying, Miller Drywall, Pacific Rim Installation, Star Excavation and Septic, Island Petroleum Services, the MEM Enterprises, Lawson Construction. For myself, Mike Martin, this is Kayla Olin. You won't see us. You're probably glad that it's going to be Sam PB calling the game instead of me. I know you miss Kayla, but Wolverines will.
I get their grades right.
Wolverines will play LeConner sometime Saturday. Till then, go Wolverines.
And they better win, because I'm not done with this team yet, so go Wolverines.